What is up, guys? This is our 4.6 liter single overhead cam dyno mule. I have a dyno appointment for the 29th of August, so I'm going to be getting everything together here. And again, stock bottom end, no head work. We've got the Edelbrock Victor Jr. intake. This thing dynoed with headers and the distributor at 315 horsepower. I think at like 5,600 RPM, which really surprised me because this engine in a 2001, 2000 Mustang GT was not an RPM Mustang, or not an RPM engine. If I remember right, they, kind of lost interest at living in the world at about 5,000 RPM. I had a 2002 Mustang GT, bought it brand spanking new when I graduated engineering school, and it was a fun little car. I think it had just like 800 miles on it, and pulled. It had I think it was a 327 rear gear. We put a 410 in it, and that woke it up. The modular Ford engines just love rear end gear. To help with the torque and to help with their power band. They're kind of peaky, but yeah, completely lost track of what I was trying to say here. So let me see if I can get myself back on track. Victor Jr. intake, yeah. So new cams, we got new cams from Bullet. I had those custom ground based on the piston valve clearance that we had. And I think we ended up at like 238, 245, something like that. So I'm very interested to see what happens with that. I also have another ported intake manifold on the side to test. I have some of the GT followers to test. What else have I got to test? Oh, I got a windage tray to test. I've got a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna try to ring this one out next Friday on the dyno. So be watching for that. Right now, I'm just going to get it back off the engine stand onto the cradle and ready for the dyno. I had custom header flanges made, and I had some trouble on a couple of the holes. They didn't line up well, so I'm gonna have to adjust those. And then we're going to get our flex plate on, and our motor plate that attaches to the dyno, and then our dyno hub. So be a short video, but we're going to get this one ready for the dyno again. Oh, and we're going to try out some of the Polymer Racing Products carb spacers this time. All right, so there's not really that much to getting this thing on the dyno. We had to have a rear plate to locate to the dyno, and I just bought some like race car motor plates. Got these doubled up so they'd be nice and strong. We've got our flex plate, SFI rated, because of the massive horsepower that this thing's going to put out. Joke. Our custom hub for our dyno drive shaft, so I had that CNC made. And then it's sitting on cradle. So really not that much to it. And she's ready to rock and roll. All right, so we got her on the ground. She's in the holding position, and I'm just gonna go over a list of all the things that I'm gonna attempt to try next Friday. All right, so let's go over a list of things that we're going to plan to try on the dyno next week. The first thing is just going to be that cam test. So hopefully we won't have any piston valve clearance issues. It was on the tight side, but I think it'll be okay. Again, factory cam specs, on the intake side it was like 200 degrees at 50, so we're going to 238 at 50. We're going to make a big change there. The lift actually went down just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Overlap went up, duration went up. So that's really what I'm waiting to see the change in the most. So I'm really looking forward to that. The second thing is the ported intake manifold. So we have the Victor Jr. intake that's on it right now, and then we have a Joe Crane ported intake to try. That'll be a good A/B test as well. That second intake manifold was basically ported on with the goal in mind of, this second iteration of this engine being a whole lot more high performance. So we need more intake to cover the trick flow heads, the ported trick flow heads. So looking forward to that. Third thing is the polymer racing product spacer. That'll be something very quick and easy to test. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I had one of my buddies try this out on a small block 4 that he dyno tested, and it was worth a good chunk, even over a HVH super sucker spacer. So looking forward to trying that. Alright, so the fourth thing is the 4 GT followers, and they are basically made to be more rigid and to help with oil pressure as well as what they're advertised. So if I have a chance if time is tight between number 4 and number 5, I'm going to go with number 5. That should be less of a labor intensive process than changing all the followers. So number 5 is a windage tray. The factory oil pan does not have a windage tray. Everybody says that windage tray makes a bunch of horsepower, so we're going to find out. But that's pretty much going to be it for a while. I think after this dyno session, I don't think I'm going to do any more cam testing. I'm going to bring it home and tear it down and get the block ready for machine work. And at that point, if anybody would like the cams, or just I'll sell the factory heads with the pack springs and the cams and everything on those. So if anybody be interested in that, I have no need for them. I don't have any need for the cams. The trick flow heads require different camshafts. Even if I wanted to run the same cam specs, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to be selling parts off. So if anybody's interested, get with me. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Short but sweet, just a heads up for next week. And again, we have the horsepower challenge coming up for this engine. What difference is the cams going to make? So go back to the previous video that I did a week or so ago, put in your guess, you might win a prize. Y'all be good.